Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Boricuabc2 Show. I'm your host, Bill Cancel. We are here with another podcast today with a special guest, a very dear friend of mine. And one thing about my guests is that I've had a lot of interesting guests on my show. I've had doctors, I've had attorneys, I've had scholars, I've had professors, I've had mayors on my show, but I never once had a Guinness Book of World Record holder on my show. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm introducing now the Guinness Book of World Records host for mowing the lawn in the state of Pennsylvania, my friend Dave. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning.
When,
Yeah, as a
when
matter of fact, I had to get the lawnmower fixed this morning.
because you mow it like 120 times a week.
Well, apparently, yeah, that's what happens when it rains every damn day.
Oh my God, it's been crazy, hasn't it been?
And it looks like it's going to rain now.
Yeah, me too. Same situation over here.
But
So,
I got lucky and hooked up with this guy, Tony DePietro,
okay.
who actually makes house calls to fix the mowers.
Oh, that's an awesome business, bro. He must be clocking dollars.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because my mower was running high and low and high,
Oh,
and,
right.
and I was like, and then it'd stall out when I started to cut the grass, and I was like, well, this is stupid.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Turns out it was a dirty carburetor and gunk
Yeah.
in it. And,
So
but anyway, it's
when
running
are,
like a champ now.
when are you going to change your Blue Sky handle from "Do Not Piss Me Off" to "Too Late, I'm Already Pissed Off"? When is that coming? Should be any day now, right, Dave?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, yeah.
So let's talk about a
But
couple.
anyway,
Let's talk about a couple things. What's your take on this whole Texas situation? What happened, bro? What what what
Christy
went
Noem's
wrong?
an idiot.
Oh my God.
She has no clue what she's doing.
Right.
She likes dressing up, though,
Right.
Um, And of course, it has nothing to do with laying off like 400 people
Of
from
course not.
NOAA.
Stop being logical. Stop being
Yeah,
logical, Dave.
yeah, it has nothing to do with it.
Right.
And you know, old Melon Tits there said, well, maybe if they had bells or whistles or something, they could have
Yeah,
gone
bells.
off. And it's like, the hell is this idiot talking about?
Right.
It's
Do
just,
you think he realizes that the Democrats tried to give them bells and whistles, except they were called sirens,
yeah,
and they're the one that refused it?
well, yeah. As a matter of fact, I believe it was in place. They just didn't have the people to use it.
Yeah, that too. And did you hear the latest? I couldn't believe this when I first saw it, so I had to look it up myself to find out, and it was true. Christy Nome was holding an Instagram contest while these people were calling for help, trying to ask her followers which painting of her on a horse
Oh, yeah.
would look best in the state capitol. Really?
Picture with her behind bars would be nice.
Yeah, but this is what I don't understand, Dave, is that, listen, we could all have differences of opinions. We could all have differences on situations and so on and so forth. But this Republican Party never seems to see how bad they look, nor do they care.
Yeah. And there's not one competent person in that administration
Yeah.
and or disadministration. I refuse to call it an administration because
Right.
it's not.
Right.
It's a collection of failed TV people and, other idiots.
But Dave, why are they? I mean, you and I see it as clear as a bell. They're a bunch of incompetent people. They literally have no idea what they're doing. I skeeted this morning that it's National Spaghetti Week. They're just throwing spaghetti at the wall every day to see what sticks and so on and so forth. But why is it that you and I get it and so many don't?
Believe me, we're going to change the subject now.
Okay.
a lot of people are going to mm, change their minds if one of two things happen. Either the Epstein list gets brought out or he issues her a pardon.
Hmm.
A lot of minds are going to change because that was one of the major things he ran on. He was going to, I'm going to bring out the Epstein report. I'm going to bring out the JFK report. I'm going to
Yeah.
bring out the Martin Luther King report. I'm going to bring out the Amelia Earhart,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
report. And if that doesn't, yeah, that was one of the major things he campaigned on. And if he doesn't do it, or he issues a pardon, you know, oh wait, that's right, it doesn't exist.
Right.
It's just like, he's on CNN or on Fox, I mean, saying that it's a shame the cameras weren't working, to find out what had happened, and then all of a sudden the cameras, they come up with this tape of the cameras working, showing a cell. Now, wait a minute. Either the cameras weren't working or they were working, or, what, or there isn't an Epstein file. There is an Epstein file. Maybe there's an Epstein file. Maybe my dog ate it.
It's interesting because last night, in the dark hours, as the Republicans do, they voted to block the release of the Epstein data.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't
Right.
that amazing? Wait a minute. The Epstein file doesn't exist.
Exactly. You just took the words right out of my mouth. So what
I
you're
mean,
blocking something that doesn't exist?
well,
So
they,
it
Johnny
means
had a brain scan, but I don't know why, because that doesn't exist either.
exactly. So I mean, this is the part that infuriates me, and I think that I agree with you. I think minds are going to change very, very soon because I think when this decision by the Republicans not to release the data comes out and bubbles through the universe, I think MAGA is going to really be furious because it's just reinforcing the conspiracy, the cover up, and so on and so forth. And I think they're going to be furious.
Yeah, even I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
Right, 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 right,
I call them as I see them, though.
right, right.
Like the Butler shooting, bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, exactly, exactly.
You know, the golf course shooting, bullshit.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. I heard
This
something
whole
inter- I heard something interesting last night. I'd love for you to comment on this. A very, very good friend of mine on Blue Sky said that the Epstein file issue is giving MAGA their first ever exit plan. Do you believe that? Do you think that's possible?
even I hate to say this, but even MAGA has some morals,
Right. I know what you mean.
and child pedophilia is not cool.
Right.
Because I worked in a prison for 3 years, and you know that is, you could have murderers,
Right.
arsonists, whatever.
Right.
But you get to child pedophilia, they got locked up in their own special block
Right. Exactly. They had to. Yeah. Yeah.
called the J block.
Right.
And, because that's one thing, if you're in for murder, it's like, a pedophile, oh, geez, no way.
Right.
So I'm sorry, but even MAGA has a little tiny bit of, uh, so we say, conscience.
But do you think that some of them could be using this to finally say I'm done because they don't want to say they're done because of the economy because that would be a total admission that they were wrong, right? But if they say now, okay, I'm done with Trump because I can't support the cover up and pedophilia, it gives them a very clean out potentially, doesn't it?
I don't know how clean it would be, but
Right. Yeah. Sure.
um, it doesn't give them a clean getaway, but it's like straw that broke the camel's back.
Right. Understood. Yeah. And then the question becomes, if it does give them a clean getaway to a degree, right? What do they now become? Because they're going to have to replace that loss of hatred with something else, right? Because they just can't just say, okay, you know what, we effed up, he's a pedophile, let's all go join the liberals and hold hands and sing kumbaya. That's not happening. That's
The
not happening.
liberals don't want them 90% of the time.
Exactly, exactly, exactly.
I mean, they showed what they are,
Right.
and what they are racist, bigoted, homophobic assholes.
Yeah.
So, they showed that. Now, just because he's a pedophile doesn't change that.
Right.
The only person that befriends pedophiles is other pedophiles.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Where do you think this all goes, bro? Where do you think the next couple of days carry us with this whole Epstein issue? Do you think it's just going to be explosive? Where do you think it winds up?
well, it's not going away.
Right.
And even the mainstream media is not letting it go away. Now they're trying to downplay it, but
Yeah.
they're not letting it go away.
Right. Did you see?
Um,
Go ahead.
Either he's going to eat himself to death,
Yeah, exactly. More cheeseburgers.
or never mind, can't say that. Um, hmm,
Yeah, it's gonna be an interesting few days. I have to tell you honestly, I am very surprised because I've been on social media since 4:45 this morning. I skeeted about the Republicans blocking the release about five. Um, I've done a whole bunch of shows today and been on and off on Blue Sky, and I haven't seen any word from Maggie yet.
I haven't seen any word from Democrats yet either.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So,
I mean, they should be shouting this from the rooftops
yeah,
because every damn Republican voted to say, "Oh, no, I'm not going to show it."
let's talk about the Democrats for a minute, Dave, because I did a show this morning, a solo op-ed piece, but I'd love to get your insight on this. So here's the background, and then comment on the background. So right now we have like three Democratic parties.
Yeah,
We have the progressive Democrats, we got the old school, the Nancy Pelosi's, and then we've got the Democrats in the states. Now, the Democrats in the states, if you watch my Saturday winning show, you'll see are doing very well because they're winning special elections, they're doing bipartisan work, and so on and so forth. Which is a little bit easier to do at the state level because states need to run, they need to operate. You got to
yeah.
have fire, you got to have hospital, you have to have, so all the essentials, utilities, so on and so forth. But somehow that bipartisanship gets completely lost in DC. It's us against them all the time. And what's really concerning me is we have the midterms coming up in a year and a half. And
Maybe.
as well as you know, a year and a half will go by tomorrow. It's going to go real quick, right? Unless he tries to stop it or do something to interfere with it, so on and so forth. But what's just concerning me is that that's real close, and we still don't have like three major things. We don't have the unification of the Democratic Party yet, which is frightening. We don't know what the Democratic Party platform is, which is frightening. Where is their version of Project 2026? that's going to show MAGA, listen, these are all the bad things that your guy imposed on you. Here are all the good things that we want to do to make that better for you. And who in God's name is the leader of the Republican Party, the Democratic Party? So where are you on all that?
I'd like to see the younger people take over.
Right.
Um, what's his name? Mandimi or
Yeah,
Mandini
yeah,
in
Zarmandami.
New York.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Zarmandami. Yeah.
yeah. I'd like to see him run. However, he's going for governor. Um, like I said, I'd like to see the younger, like Alexandria and
Right.
uh, Crockett.
Yeah.
I'd like to see all them kick out all these old people.
Why do you think that's not happening? Why is Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer holding on to a dead legacy at this point?
If they don't watch themselves, they're not going to have a legacy to hold on to
Right.
because it'll all be whitewashed.
Right.
Um, as to why they're holding on to it, that's a damn good question. They're certainly not looking out for us.
Well, they say they are, but they don't do anything. But they don't do
Are they?
anything to support that. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, Nancy and Hakeem and Chuck. Oh, we're all about the American people and saving all Americans and so on and so forth. But yeah, we'll vote for Trump's budget. That kind of shit that happens.
yeah,
Or we're all for the American people, but we're going to squash that impeachment because we don't think he should be impeached right now.
yeah.
So how are they squaring that fucking circle? I don't get it.
I don't know why people are buying their bullshit.
Yeah.
Um, you know, maybe it's dementia. Who knows?
Yeah.
Or like I said, they're trying to hold on to the glory days that they used to have, but they don't have anymore.
But and I kind of get that, because to a degree, I believe that the current strength of the Democratic Party came from those glory days, right? But one of the things that I liked about that I like about being a Democrat is that, or I was attracted to about being a Democrat, is the fact that they are smart enough to change their opinions. They're smart enough to change their stories. They're smart enough to change their tactics. But this old regime is just like, no, 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 no.
No,
This
no,
is
it's got to be this
it's
way.
got to be this way, and that's it. We don't care about anything else.
Yeah,
But so you're pissing. So you're almost instead of the Democrats doing this, they're doing this,
yes,
and the people responsible for that separation are literally scratching their heads saying why we hate it.
yeah. It's going to be a rough go if we have elections in 2026 or not. You know, with Mel and Tits in there, who knows?
But what do you let's talk about that for a minute, because I get a lot of I get I'd probably say half of my following population says we're absolutely going to have midterms, don't even worry about it, and the other half says we're absolutely not going to have midterms, don't worry about it. Why don't you think we won't have midterms?
Because he doesn't want to lose, because he's afraid to go to jail, number one. That's the
Right.
only reason he ran in the first place.
Right, exactly.
Stay the hell out of prison.
Right.
Um, and I think we, I don't know if this breakup with Elon is a real breakup or they're just putting on a show,
Yeah, we'll find out.
because he needs Elon. That's how he won in 2024, if you ask me.
Right. I agree.
I mean, there's no way possible he won all 7 swing states.
No.
And they called the election before the polls were even closed in California.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
How do you do that?
Right, totally agree. I totally agree. But
And
go ahead. Sorry.
you go ahead.
No, so it wouldn't be the first time that I call myself naive. I can be quite a naive individual sometimes when it comes to certain things. But um, a lot of people, on November 6th, when I came out to Blue Sky, people were devastated. People were like the world is ending. There'll be martial law. There'll be this, that, and the other thing. And much of that was a lot of pain and mental anguish from the loss and so on and so forth. And they were just venting, and I get that they were still venting. Um, but now, as we're 6 months into this thing, people are still saying the same thing. There's going to be martial law. There'll be no midterms elections, and so on and so forth. And I just have a simple question, which is, if that's true and it's possible that it happens, why hasn't he done it already? Wouldn't that be
Because
clean?
he saw what happened in, where was it, Taiwan or South Korea or
South Korea, yeah.
South Korea, where they kicked the guy out and arrested his ass and
Exactly
sentenced
my
him
point.
already.
Exactly my point. So, so this is my thing. People, so this is my thing. Could you imagine the revolt that would happen if Trump came on national television and said, "I'm canceling all elections until further notice"?
Oh yeah,
I,
yeah,
I mean, the country would literally stop the same day, and he would have no out. He caused
yeah,
it. So
yeah.
he would be screwing himself if he did that. And the other thing about martial law is that, and I've done a lot of research on this because I went through a whole panic attack phase about martial law. He can't declare martial law in the entire country. He could only declare law. He could only declare martial law on a state or states. He can't do. He cannot blanketly declare martial law across the country. Now, the argument that everybody comes back with is, yeah, you're assuming he follows the law, but he
Yeah,
doesn't follow.
that's true. I mean,
Yeah,
as
you
far
assuming
as
right,
him
right.
and as far as him and the Republic, well, the whatever party that's called now.
Shit stain. Sorry,
Yeah.
not to correct you. It's called the shit stain party. Yes, that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Okay.
I could think of a few other words, but I'm not going
All
to.
right, all right.
um, they don't have a playbook. They don't play by the rules. They don't
Exactly.
have rules. They go and do it by the seat of their ass.
Right.
You know, they oh well, we're going to impose tariffs. No, we're not going to impose tariffs. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. You said you're going to impose tariffs, and the stock market crashed. Then all your fucking rich buddies came in
Bought.
and bought all the stock low, and then said, "Oh, we're not going to do that now." And so they went back up. So yeah, come on. And if you ask Martha Stewart, insider trading is a crime.
Yes, exactly
She
right.
did 3 or 4 years for it.
7.
Oh, 7 years.
Yeah.
Yes. Then she got the itch, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. But again, my point is that I really want to get people to really, like yesterday I did a show with a doctor on stress management. This guy was brilliant. By the way, spoiler alert, he was MAGA.
He was or is.
Is
Oh,
uh but we had a very civil conversation. We talked just like you and I talk, like buddy buddy and stuff like that. But we can have civil conversations between other people. So the thing is that you know remember, and nobody wants to remember this, but he brought up a great point, and it sounds like a real stupid point, but it's a relevant point. We were in a civil war 150 years ago. We were killing each other 150 years ago.
where was I?
You were 3. Calm down.
Oh,
but that's how bad things can get. But we're not there today.
no.
So that I'm not trying to minimize what's going on in any way, stretch, or form. It's rough what's going on right now, but people just need to start putting things into perspective. So that's why when people say, there's going to be martial law, there's going to be no midterm, and so on and so forth. listen, I'm not there yet. I'm just simply saying, yes, there could be martial law if he violates the Constitution again. Yes, there could be no midterms if he violates the Constitution, but I'm not seeing anybody give me concrete, tangible, citable evidence to suggest that this is happening.
He'd be a fool if he did.
Yeah, I totally agree. I
Oh, well,
totally
wait a minute.
yeah,
Who the hell are we talking
show over.
about?
No, it's true. So, do you got any other burning desires you want to talk about, my friend? Keep them clean. This is a family show.
Oh, damn.
Damn.
Uh, well, I could get into the hospital thing, closures and things.
Yeah, let's talk about
I,
that. That was a good one.
yeah. Uh, apparently, what the hell is the name of the group now? Prestige Group or something like that.
Okay.
Um, bought the Delaware County hospitals. There's not a single hospital now in Delaware County except for Riddle. They bought Taylor, they bought Crozier, they bought Delaware County, which is where I was born. Uh, and they closed them all because they weren't profitable enough for them. I'm sorry, but they shouldn't have been allowed to buy them in the first goddamn place.
Right.
You want profit, don't go to a hospital. Unless you're, of course, you're trying to defraud Medicaid and Medicare, to make it profitable.
Right.
Hospitals aren't for profit.
Dave,
They're there.
can you tell the audience, can you give the audience a geographical coverage of what you're talking about? So when you say that all these other hospitals closed and the one stood open, that one hospital is now serving what size community? 500-mile range, 50-mile range, 20-mile range?
Uh, I'd say it's about 50, 60 miles.
So there's only one hospital now
Mm-hmm.
within 50, 60 miles of other residents who would need a hospital.
Yep.
So if you had a heart attack and you were at mile
You're
59,
dead.
you got to wait for an ambulance to get 50 miles to your 59 miles to your house, prep you in the thing, drive 59 miles back, and there's a good chance you're going to die.
Yeah. Yeah. I forgot Springfield Hospital too.
Okay.
Yeah. But they're all closed. As a matter of fact, I saw an article on Blue Sky where somebody said they were in Riddle's emergency room one night and they were like wall to wall people. This girl and her husband and her mother in law or mother came in and she was pregnant and she was bleeding. And she actually went into the bathroom and miscarried because nobody would take care of her because everybody was there for something else.
Right.
I mean, God forbid gets shot or we have a mass shooting or, a 16 car pileup. Where are they going to take them?
Dave, let me ask you. Let me ask you a personal question. I think from what I know about you, you live in a rural community, right? Is that about right?
No, suburban.
Suburban community. Okay.
Yes.
Um, what impact have you? Are there any specific impacts that you could literally point your fingers on that have happened in the last 6 months that were not existent 6 months before that?
Gee, I don't know.
I love you, bro.
Let's see. What the hell happened 6 months ago? That was around January, right?
Yeah, exactly.
In
January.
January.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn. I can't quite put my finger on it. You know, you
think,
know.
think orange thoughts. Think orange
Um,
thoughts.
Oh man.
But no, but seriously, what could you say in the first 6 months of the Trump administration that have literally affected your community that wasn't there before January 20th.
Well, geez, I've seen a lot of houses up for sale.
Wow.
Um, and I've definitely seen grocery prices because I do all the shopping.
Right, right.
Grocery prices skyrocket,
Yeah, I'm seeing that too.
and and I'm seeing the rich get richer and the middle class disappearing.
And you're seeing hospitals close.
Yes, you know, I'm sorry, but we have an urgent care down the street. Whoopee.
Yeah.
You know that.
And that's almost like an oxymoron because you say urgent care, right?
Yeah,
I,
and
I,
it's
I, I have a million urgent cares by me, but if it's truly urgent, you still got to drive 60 miles to the hospital.
right. They'll call an ambulance. The ambulance will pick you up and take you to the hospital.
Yeah, 60 miles away.
Yeah.
Bubba, what are you getting on what's the word on the street in Pennsylvania? What are you hearing from first of all, do you know any MAGA? Do you associate with any MAGA?
My neighbor.
Your neighbor. Okay, so what are you hearing on the street? Are you hearing any rumblings from MAGA? Are you
Well, we made a pact a little while ago not to discuss politics.
That's fun.
Yeah, because
That I have the same
yeah,
pack with many MAGA. Yeah, yeah,
because we have to live next door to each other,
yeah.
and I can't be like, there's that maggot again.
Yeah, exactly. No, I point very well taken, my friend. Point very well taken.
um, but most of the people I've run into are liberal,
Yeah.
Democrat, um, and well, except for people driving those stupid trash can looking trucks,
Right, exactly.
and Teslers or whatever they're called.
Exactly. Teslas. Are,
Yeah,
are, are,
Tesla.
are you hearing them with the same emotion and the same anger that you're portraying?
I'm portraying anger.
No,
Ah,
not at all, not at all.
come on.
Look at your blue sky handle, mister.
All right, I'll change it to soft and fluffy. How's that?
There you go. There you go.
But
Are they saying the same thing you're saying? Are they feeling the same things you're feeling?
well, a lot of people, especially here in Delaware County, are pissed because there is no hospital. They
Yeah.
took all the hospitals except one away.
Yeah.
And why? Because it wasn't making a profit. We couldn't defraud Medicare or Medicaid that way, that bad. I agree with paying nurses and doctors a living wage.
Sure.
And, I agree with paying them what they're,
What they're
because they've
worth.
spent a lot of time and money in school, so they deserve to get it back.
Right.
But these companies that come in and swoop in and buy, you know, the hospital group and then close the hospitals because it wasn't making a profit for them. There's got to be something done about that.
Right. Are we
Um,
gonna? Last question, my friend. Are we gonna get through this?
yes, we are, because what's the alternative?
Yeah, exactly right.
There is no plan B.
No, exactly right.
Plan A is to win,
Right.
and that's what's going to happen is we're going to win because there is no plan B. There is no tomorrow.
Right. Exactly. Dave, my friend, thank you so very much. It is always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Yeah, right. You say that now.
Hey, no, you're one of the few guests that we could literally just talk for hours and stuff like that, which is really cool. And when we get together, it's very emblematic of what I want for the show, which is the coffee vibe. It's just like two friends sitting down having coffee.
Yeah, you
And
see what it
seeing the
says.
chat. Yeah, I did. I saw that. Thank you very much. Appreciate that, pal. My friend, have a
Yeah.
to all the viewers that are out there, I hope you enjoyed today's show. David's a regular on the show, so don't be afraid to see him again. You will, I'm sure. Everybody have a fantastic day. Take care, all. Bye bye. Say goodbye, Dave.
See ya.